guys, and welcome back to the Big Build. That's a mainline train. And before we start today's build, during the week, T19 Vladimir and Deathmiss have both messaged me about the mainline. We exchanged a couple of messages and they gave me some great ideas. Deathmisser asked for a colliery branch. Now perhaps we could have that instead of a commuter branch line, or maybe both. Let me know your ideas. Now meanwhile, T90 asked if the branch line could be dishevelled or broken, basically in disrepair. Now that gave me a great idea. What if it wasn't the branch line in disrepair? Maybe it was actually the main line. So here's the idea. Tell me what you think. The branch lines are this long straight line. The 4 tracks as we can see now as we're heading back into the city. It goes quite far, it goes past a couple of cities, and then on the left hand side is a small branch line. That goes off somewhere. But just after the branch line, the track just stops, and we see workmen taking up the track. Now in 1960s this happened a lot because a lot of main lines were just taken up, and there's one line right now up north somewhere, up north of England, which it is literally just a straight line, and then suddenly it veers off to the right and does lots of different curves. Now that's not because the main line just suddenly veered off, that's because that little line was a branch line and the rest of the line has all been removed. So that's the pitch. We take the main line up to so far, and then we go off, and basically after that it's just taken up, and we can see it being taken up by workmen. We can just see the track bed, nothing else, up into the distance. And then so our train will then just carry on down the branch line and then down into the coast. So, tell me what you guys think. Anyway, for now, that's enough of that. Let's go on with the build. Right, we start with a little landscaping here. Tiny bit because we've got a lot to do. And as you can see, we get the cliffs ready, and then we add this new branch line. Now we're not going to be doing this branch line for a while, but this is the start of it. That's going to be our coastal route. Now further up the track towards what we were doing last episode, but we've got no scenery here, you can see. We'll connect up the route this way as well. So that gives the opportunity for that branch line, whatever we're going to put along it, to actually go down there as well. Now we head along to our brand new end village. This is going to be the end station. Now, can anybody notice this is going to be an end? There's nothing beyond this. What my little error is here. I put it right. Let's see if you can actually notice right now. Right now, I was putting some invisible track in there. Connecting it up, putting a platform on that side, a platform there. Yeah, a platform there. Getting it all nice and neat. Got the end bit of platform the other way around. Yep, that looks good. But if you notice the problem, should I tell you? We need a third line in the middle. I don't notice right now. The third line, so the loco can get from one end of the train to the other. Yeah, so I did all this, and to be honest though, when you look at this at the end, when I put this on, we got that station as well. That station building. It's a bit grand. This is meant to be a branch line. But I still haven't noticed that bit. So, this is fairly simple. We move it across. We add in a centre line. There you go. A few points, and it'll be fine. Hopefully I've made those end bits long enough. I'm not entirely sure I have actually. Yeah, press shift, that's it. So we click it to both, and this one of course doesn't want to, so we have to put a spline point in there, then we can connect it, no problem. Now I decided we'll put a little bit extra platform on the other side, because originally that building, you can see it's high on both sides. So we're going to do that and put it there. A couple of these water sort of tower things, they're not really used, they're for scenery. Put the building back, and yeah, Yeah, it's great, it looks great, but it doesn't. It's too big, it's too grand. So we remove it, move those bits, and we go for this small station. I'm quite happy with this one. I think it's perfect for what we want. Now we put this metal railing in, and actually I don't like this metal railing, so we changed it to a different one straight afterwards. And as you can see, this is the different one, but we do both sides. I think that looks much nicer. Then we put a little bit of scenery on here and there. Now we are rushing through this because we've got a lot to do. I had to do a lot of editing on this, otherwise this video was going to be very long. I think it was about 3.5 hours of footage, something like that. Oh, you never guess what I do. See those seats? I actually leave one right in the middle of the track, right at the end. As I was doing the show, this is what I've made video, and then I just noticed then. Right, we are down what is going to be the water. So I start painting it, lowered it down a bit. Actually, it took ages to lower it down. But you'd have to see that. Put some water on, and then I noticed we didn't have to paint it at all because the water's dark and it's low enough down you don't actually see the bottom. Oh well, it doesn't matter. Now I've made a cliff to a corner, so that's from the station you can't see the edge of the land then, the way I've done this. What we're doing now, at bottom is going to be some sand. So what a gradual sort of entrance into the water there. Do the sand first, a couple of different colours, then we'll do the cliff. We do a few different layers to make it look sort of reasonably nice. We're never going to come over here really, but it's got to look okay from the distance. And I think once you've added the few different colours in, I think it looks right. Back up here now. Because we're on a hill, the only way for me to actually get this road and the buildings down the hill is to put these retaining walls in, and then we're going to lower it down. There you go. But do you notice on that platform what happens? Everything vanishes. Yeah, I'm not going to put you through me showing you all that again, so I raise it all up. That's probably when that seat ended up in the middle of the track there. Now I chose these roads because they're called UK roads. They're a bit of a bugger to actually put together though. I was messing about with that for quite a long time. You can see there's still sort of bits of them under the ground, but I do fix it in the end. And then for the other bits I just paint it black and you won't notice. No. Doesn't stay there. No. Don't like it there. So we go to the other side. But yeah, I really moved that church very far. You can just about get away with that. There we go. Do I then? Yeah, I just plonk it there. We have another bigger church further up. This is the wrong way round if you notice. That's the back door. I spin around later. And I actually notice about half an hour later in real time. You might notice that the end of the station still is open, but we do find a retaining wall for that, just a single bit of wall. That works fine. So we've got to do the same thing again. We just have to keep walling it down. Now this one's put at an angle because we're going to put the road on top of it. And then once again the road doesn't want to play ball, it wants to hide. Maybe it's shy, that's possibly it. Now what we're doing is using these thin houses because they're much easier to actually get the doors in, and so they don't look like they're floating or in the ground or something. Now again, by putting this other retaining wall in, we can actually lower the ground for the back of the houses so they're not sort of in the earth. Now I'm quite happy that's the way that's turned out actually. And in between we can put a few bushes just to hide the fact there's not much there. Now this one is going to be perfect for the end there. So I put it there, have a quick look, so we take that one out. It's good enough, I think. Once you move that house around, I think it looks like it's meant to be there. Yeah, why not? Down we go. Should we do the railing? Yeah, why not? Let's do that next. Just eyeballing it really, I can't remember what the heights were, so pick it down, move it across. Yeah, and I left them on the same layer and it's unlocked, and so of course it's going to move. Now we're right at the bottom now. So we connect that road up. Round we go. Now here is going to be our harbour. Now, I couldn't put that in until we've actually got the roads. I wasn't sure exactly how the roads were going to go down. It actually went a lot better than I thought we were going to. I thought we were going to end up with this massive city trying to just get down to the correct level. So for this we use a couple of retaining walls. We're going to take this one slightly lower than the road. You'll notice we set a direct height on that road to stop it sort of dipping when we've lowered the land. We put the water in here now. And then we put another one up. Now this one will be just below the road, so it's basically the same height as the road. Now where the creases are, ultimately I'm going to try and match the grey path at the bottom with the one we just put in at the top. Now that, yeah. We need to lower that down a bit, but it's not a major problem. Just need to get below the road so you can see it. Now every harbour has some sort of harbour wall, so that's going to be it. Now I do find this sort of walkway afterwards, so I put that on. I didn't put that on camera because I found it quite late on when I was looking for something else. So that goes on top, but other than that, exactly as you see it now. As usual, you just put your base coat on, you move it around the directions and stuff, and then you sort of layer it. I'm quite happy how it goes. We'll put some grass and bits and bobs on top at the end as well. So that goes up a bit, so we can sort of, in theory, have some sort of vehicle going down there. We do the same the other side as well. That technically goes up to the road, so you could have vehicles going up and down into there if you wanted. Down we go. That's it. Now we put the wall on the outside because we've got the height there. Then we set the height and then we move it to the front. We need to put a few spline points, one in the middle, one either side of the crease. That way you get some sort of semi-sharp crease there. You know, sort of fold where you want it to be. Once again, I've left it on the same layer, but ultimately it worked out. I was a bit lazy to create extra layers. I was wondering at this point, how do people get down, up and down? So I found these. We used them on the canal earlier in the series. That canal is no longer there, unfortunately. But we're going to use it here, and the canal will make a return on the main line as well. I've thought of that. Now, while we're actually in the village, I had a couple messages from Mr. Sands the Black Engine and Gummy about ideas for the village name. Mr. Sands came up with a Thomas the Tank Engine reference. I think it's Farquhar. And I looked it up because I wasn't too sure, and it's a real thing. And it's a quarry in Thomas the Tank Engine. I know I completely killed this. How you meant to say that, but oh well. And Gummy came up with Perrin Sands. Now, Perrin Sands is actually a place in Cornwall. This is meant to be sort of a Cornwall type village, so we're going to go with that one on this village. But Mr. Sands of Blackhension, sorry, there are going to be more villages along that single other branch line we're going to be having. So we're probably going to have a quarry along there, and I think we can probably then name it, well, just some sort of Thomas reference. Because why not? Thomas Tank Engine is a British institution, so why not? Let's have a reference to it. So I haven't named the village yet, but I think we're probably going to have one more episode here. We're not quite finished today, it's just too much. The last thing we're going to do, and I did talk to Gummy about this, is actually probably put a caravan park into the left-hand side. So that'll be next episode, and then we're going to detail between here and the village we created last time as well. And that hopefully that will be this branch line done. So technically now, I think we can name the whole branch line Perrin Sands branch line, because it's going from the big city to Perrin Sands. Now, the big city doesn't actually have a name. Well, anyone got any ideas for the name for the big city? Can't just keep calling it Big City. So, if you've got ideas, do message me in. Now back to the build. Back on this horrible sort of incline again. Just trying to find small buildings you can actually put on there. I don't really have that many. I don't think that one works really, so that can go down the bottom. So put another holding wall in, retaining wall there, and we'll put one to the side as well. That allows us to put a few more buildings in that corner. I believe that's what we used for the train station, that wall there, which you just saw as well. That raises up a little bit, and then we're going to find a little house for the corner. Same set, I expect, but just a tad smaller. So what I'd done before starting to build all these, I'd just gone through the list and just try and find, well, as many little buildings as I could, and I just placed them at the top there to the side. Then it's just a matter of just keep clicking on them, and rather than have to look through the list later on while I'm actually doing it, it's just quicker. And you can sort of just splodge them down and then just move them. So that's what we have at the moment, at this point. Now that's the big church, so we'll put some bushes and things around that. With a few more details around that as well. I found these little red trees and I like them, so Tree Flame it's called. Flame tree? Some maples and broadleafs and things. Now to do this, I went to Google Images, put Cornwall villages in, and I just got lots of pictures up on the other screen. And I was just nicking as many ideas from these photos as possible. But most of them just have lots of white buildings on. Now this area here, I thought we could just get away with some buildings, but actually when you're on the train getting off, it looks terrible. So we're going to put some more detail on it over that side. That crossing there is not going to stay as well, that'll be gone soon. This side building in the station, we are going to have a little path going to it. I don't know if it's open. But here again, as you can see, I thought we could get away with just doing that, but actually when I drove the train down, it didn't look very good, so a few more details along there. We'll put a few hedges in, so if you are looking down from the station, you're going to see some of these, so it's good to have the details in. Not particularly resource heavy, these hedges, so I think it's probably fine. Now we don't really get outside the village today, but we're going to have to think about what we do outside. We're going to have the caravan just outside to the left, the caravan site. Then it's just a matter of getting the water as close to the track as possible, really. Just dig down. There's probably going to have to be a cliff or something like that. Probably some fences or something. At the moment, the water's quite far away from the track. But I think we can get quite close. Probably just have to put a cliff on it. I think that new branch line, though, that will go gradually down into as close to the water as possible. But that's for another time. We are going to deal with the main line after this. Probably I'm going to have a couple of weeks off after this. We are going to have one more build episode, I think. Then we're going to have a show and tell, where we drive up and down like we did before. And then I'm going to take a couple of weeks off because this takes an awful long time and I need a rest again. And then we start on the main line. And for everyone who's given me ideas for the main line, thank you very much, honestly. For each of you actually take the time to write in and just little messages, because they spark ideas. We're going to have to put some sort of clutter effects down here as well. Again, by chance I found this, we added this in. Turn it round. Little boat yard put inside the harbour. It's great. I was looking for boats, basically. A couple of basic small sort of jetties. Docks, I think it said it on there. Straighten up a bit. We're going to have a fisherman on there as well. Basically, oh yes, the ladder, so we can actually get up and down. No, not that one. Yeah, this one. Can't quite put it against the wall, but oh well. There's our fisherman, enjoying himself. I wonder if he's caught anything. Now, instead of the boat sinking, they're being raised from the ground, from the depths of the water. That's it. Now, if it's still, that's the only thing with a lot of these boats. I did find some sailing boats later on. There's a couple I put on, and I found this as well by accident, so we put it to the right. We'll eventually put a few boats against it. I think we put 2 today. Now this one's moving. Look, I like that. I don't mean the jetty, I mean the actual boat. Moves with the water. I really like that. We get a couple of sailing boats as well. There's one of them. We put in the other side of the harbour. We'll get a couple of boats outside. I think this one goes outside. Originally I was going to put it in, but it doesn't look right, so it's just outside. And actually, I'm not sure if I put it on film, but I found a ferry boat as well, so we put that on. You'll see that right at the end, but I don't think I'll show you actually putting it on. Now this is right next to the station, so we've got a few details. Again, in the city we had a church, there were some details, but it wasn't close enough to the lines. You never saw it, so I took the details out just to save the GPU. It's just a pity. It's on film, but it's not kept. Right, here we go. A quick look in. As you can see, there's no details outside here yet. That's the next episode. But you look to the right where the cliffs are and the beach. Looking in's quite nice, but if you look straight forward at the other side, it's a bit blank at the moment. So we're going to have to put something in there. And those pink trees to the top left I put around there weren't very good also. I think looking down with the rooftops is quite nice. And the harbour, I really like the harbour. And here's our big boat looking across. And the sailing boat, I do like the way that moves. Now tell me what you think. This is basically the end now. this episode. Now, this took quite a few hours to make. As I say, one more episode of Build, then we do a show and tell, a couple weeks off, and then we start on the main line. Anyway, but for now, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, please press that like button. If you want to see more, please subscribe, and if you press that ding dong bell button, it even tells you I put more stuff on. Cheers, guys. See you next time. Bye bye.